Hey everybody, this is George from Strezov Sampling, and today I'm very excited to showcase our next product, which is called THS Extreme. This is the newest installment in the Extreme series, which is a wide range of percussion libraries, very playable, very exotic, and very inspiring. So let's check it out. So if you're not familiar with the Extreme engine, in this video I'll try to showcase all the important features. So right here to the left of the UI, you can see 12 zones. All of those have different samples loaded in, and all those zones can be seen with different colors at the bottom of the keyboard, mapped right here. So let me demonstrate. So these are all those zones, and you can map your own percussion kit, so to say, and thus create your virtual instrument collection and play with different rhythms and different samples within one single channel. What's more important to note is that this time we've also mapped different articulations within the same zone. So right here you have normal hits, flam, triple flam, and also crossfading tremolo. Those are mapped on the different zones. On C, D, C, D, E are single hits, C sharp is the flam, and D sharp is the triple flam. And then you have the tremolo on F. This is later on mirrored in the next zone, which is G, G-A-B single hits. Then you also have flam on F sharp, triple flam G sharp, and A sharp or B flat. You have the tremolo, and obviously the tremolos, they have releases, or you can end them with a hit, as I like to do. You probably noticed. And something else that you can do with all those is you can play stuff like this. It triggers different round robins, which are basically varieties of the same sample. You can see them right here to the right of the UI, but I'll get to that in a bit. The library was recorded in Sophia Session Studio, which is the stage that we're using for all our libraries, and was recorded with 2 ensembles, an 8-person ensemble. You can find it here in this folder, and there's also a 4-man ensemble with also different instruments. All those, I like to point out that those are very creative and, let's say, pre-orchestrated percussion combinations of different toms. Some are muted, some are with mallets. We try to make it in such a way that creates variety of interesting sounds that you can use in your music. And then you have the solo section, which you have the solo orchestral drums with different inch sizes, solo field drums, solo surdos, solo low toms, solo high toms, solo mallets, and solo brushes. All this is situated within a single plugin with a single instance of Contact. You can create your own presets. You can initialize the preset here. You can load different samples within the different zones. Then you can save or load. Or if you're a person like myself and you don't want to waste time choosing different samples, you can choose from the snapshots menu and choose any of the preloaded presets that we've made. So for example, the Ensemble 4. The GUI is very simple and it's exactly the same as our other percussion libraries. within each of the zones, you have effect controls. You have EQ, highs, mids, and lows. You have transient attack and transient sustain, which I'll demonstrate on, let's say, on this. So this is a really cool sample, very thick, but I would like to make it even more punchy. I can do that with a transient attack, but I also want to make it shorter. So I can reduce the sustain, again, through the transient controls. And there you go. 2 clicks of a mouse and you have a very punchy sound, completely different to the original recordings. You also have saturation, if you want to drive the sounds a bit. You have pitch control. You have offset controls if you want to lose bits of the attack. Obviously I have to remove this, for you to hear. So it basically becomes more ambient. And obviously the release. So if I remove you have individual microphone controls right here for the zone. So I can just keep the close mics on this one and create a punchy hit that I can later on add to this sample, to zone number 1, Vikings. So I now have the tail of zone 1, but I also have the punchy attack of zone 2. That way you can manipulate the sounds further and thus amplify the content of the library. Right here you also have the round robin controls. We have 7 round robins, so 7 varieties of the single hit. And also we have 7 dynamic layers. And right here you have the panning for every single zone, so you can pan the different zones accordingly. You have the align function, which is kind of interesting because by the law of physics, the microphones, like the Decca microphones and the whole microphones, are further away from the close array. So there's a tiny latency in the sound that's coming towards them. So if you want, and if you for some reason have some phasing issues or don't want to get that washy sound of the original acoustic of the sound of the stage, you can align this and therefore make the instruments closer. It's a very subtle difference, but it does help getting a tighter mix if you're using, for example, only percussion libraries. Obviously, the microphone positions, we have close, Decca, and Ho. So let me play. So they're very different, and you can adjust the sound to your liking. This is a mix that we prefer ourselves, more punchier, close sound. But if you want to have something more ambient, you can adjust the sound yourself. You have the option to purge the microphones from the RAM. You have the option to solo and mute. And also, something that's also important is this thing right here. This is the stereo spread function. I, for example, use it if I'm using like I have a full orchestra, something that's very wide. I also have like wide guitars, acoustic guitars, panned like hard left and hard right. And then you start losing like your center like your mono sound, so to speak. So sometimes I put the percussion kind of at the center. So obviously that's very wide, or you can go really kind of mono. So for example, if you have low hits, something that doesn't need that much of stereo information, you can tweak it a bit. So the interface is very straightforward, and you can disable the round robins just by clicking them. It's really easy. You can adjust the stereo spread function, you can choose your own samples, you can tweak them, you can create new material, you can always clear the zone when you click right here. Or for example, if you don't like what you've done, you can click on discard and it will revert to your previous change. So very straightforward. Right here to the top left, you have new, which initializes the entire library. Load and save. You can save your own presets, your own templates, and then load them up into different projects. And more importantly, if for example, if you're using like Logic, for example, and you have a really nice combination going on there, and you want to transfer that into Cubase, but you cannot import the channel tracks, for example, you can import your template a template file through Contact and keep the same settings of all the instruments and all that mapping that you've done. If you have any questions about the interface, click on the help button and you have a built-in help menu. And last but not least, reset round robin button, which can also be located at the bottom A of the keyboard. Let me just play some stuff of the library and you can hear how it sounds like. Enjoy. So thank you for watching this walkthrough video of THS Extreme. We hope that you've liked it. And one extra thing that I forgot to mention, we really want our instruments to be playable. We really put a lot of effort and a lot of soul into making sure that when you open the Contact, when you open the library, you load up either a machine or any other controller. What we have mapped and created as an instrument is as playable as the acoustic and real thing. So make sure you check some of the videos that we did for THS Extreme, featuring a live ensemble of 5 people, myself included, who really enjoyed playing all those instruments live with just software and some hardware controllers. It was really cool experience. So yeah, we hope that you like that as well. And till the next time, cheers.